The Florida State Seminoles have massive expectations for 2023, and they should. In Vegas, they got an over-under win total anywhere from 9.5 to 10 wins. A lot of people are picking them to win the ACC. At last I checked, they had the second best odds to win the ACC in Vegas. I'm sure that you could find somewhere that had them as the first best odds. But you hear what I'm saying. The buzz around Florida State right now is palpable. Something we haven't really seen in a long time. So how does that impact Florida State? How does that affect their approach for 2023? We'll talk about it in a second. Really quickly, though, FSU fans, we've had a lot of y'all join the party here recently, so thank you for that. We're glad to have you here, man. We talk ball every single day. If you're new to the operation, new to the program, welcome. We would encourage you to subscribe because we talk ball every single day. You love college football. We're a little bit psycho for college football here, so make sure you're locked in. We're live 11 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Thursday, probably another one in there when we get the season rolling. You hear what I'm saying. Make sure you are subscribed. So thank you in advance for that. The reason why I'm curious about the pressure around Florida State is because this is some pressure that we have never seen on this kind of team in the Mike Norvell era at Florida State. Like previously, it was pressure on Florida State to perform because they had been underperforming under Mike Norvell. Hey, they just barely missed a bowl game. What's going on at Florida State? Is Mike Norvell the right guy? And then last year, wouldn't you know, they pop. So Florida State this coming season, I think handling pressure is going to be a very big factor in their success in 23 because their roster really doesn't have a whole lot of holes in it. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But when I talk about pressure for Florida State, the pressure and the expectations, I think, are a lot like UV rays. Like they feel good for a second, man. That sun hits your warm skin and it's just like, it's bliss. You know what I'm talking about. But if you don't protect yourself accordingly, if you don't make sure you're utilizing those UV rays correctly, it's going to hurt you. You're going to get burned. And that's the reason right now, Florida State, why I'm curious about that pressure. If they want to read the press clippings, they want to look at the over-under win total in Vegas and hear about how great they're going to be in 23, and they take their eye off the ball, like, then we're having a completely different conversation around Florida State this time next year about how they underachieved. And there's no reason for them to underachieve. But the pressure and the expectations just give me a little bit of a curiosity around them. Because expectations can cause you to believe that you need to do something that you haven't already done to be successful, and that is just a tremendous lie. To be able to be successful and to achieve what is expected of them in 2023, they got to just do what brought them there and be able to build off of that. And they've got a lot of pieces on this roster to get it done. And to be very, very clear about Florida State, if they utilize those expectations and pressure and the external, if they use it correctly, like they're going to be just fine. Because for Florida State, you want this kind of pressure. You have worked for a long time to have this kind of preseason buzz around your team. It helps in recruiting. It helps the vibes in the locker room. It helps your approach emotionally to see the bigger picture. Like as long as you use it correctly and view it in the proper light, we're talking about UV rays, that can be the best thing for you. Get you a nice little tan, some vitamin D. Like life is good if you utilize that pressure and expectations to your advantage. But when you look at this roster, like I was saying, there's really no weaknesses that I'm seeing that are glaring. You bring back the number one production in the entire country. 80% of the production back on offense that scored 35 a game. 94% of the production that's back on defense allowed 22 points a game. Like you're not questioning going into the year, man, I just hope we got the pieces on the defensive line. You got Jared Verse. You got Jordan Travis at quarterback. You went and got Keon Coleman from the transfer portal. You got Jaheim Bell playing tight end from the transfer portal. You bring back Johnny Wilson, who's like 11 feet tall. There are so many pieces on this team to be encouraged and excited about. And a lot of guys that are proven. I was talking about proven production, but I threw in a few transfers there just because I think it speaks to how elite this roster can be, how much potential is on this roster. And the potential is why there is expectations, why there is pressure paired with what they did a season ago. Now, if you're a Florida State fan, here's the thing I'd be encouraged about, and here's the thing that I think helps you when it comes to this pressure around this team. At all the most crucial positions of leadership, you have experience. At quarterback, you got Jordan Travis. Fabian Lovett was a captain for you at times last year. Mike Norvell, the head coach, obviously the CEO of this whole operation, he's back. You got both coordinators back. There's a lot of continuity and a lot of experience at Florida State right now. You're not going to get a ton of deer in the headlights. Hey, we're starting a new quarterback, but everything else around him is experienced. No. At the positions of leadership, the positions that you need someone to be the alpha male at, You have that. You have that, or you should have that if you're Florida State. And when you have external noise and you have external pressure, the internal leadership, the internal culture, that's what allows you to overcome and block out that external noise. And if they're able to do that, Florida State is going to be able to accomplish every single one of their goals they want to. For the good people in Tallahassee, you're not worried about your roster this coming year. You're not holding your breath and saying, man, I just hope we have the right guys to get it done. You maybe had that question mark around Jordan Travis last year. You don't anymore. We saw what he's capable of. We've seen him do it. The proof of concept is there. The proof is on the tape now, which I think bolsters their confidence even more internally. So for Florida State, it's not about winning double-digit games. It's not about getting the second place in the ACC. They're trying to win the conference, trying to make the college football playoff. They're trying to make a shot at the national title game. And it starts week 1 in Orlando against LSU, and I cannot freaking wait. Pressure is privilege, and pressure makes diamonds. So can't wait to see what happens in Tallahassee. Make sure you're locked in here. We are live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you're locked in. Going to be a real good time. Go to the live chat to hear from y'all and involve y'all into the show. Got a lot we're talking about, including a quick peek at that game for LSU Florida State week 1. We'll give you our thoughts on that, as well as some questions that we just straight up want answers to. So we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at JD Piquel. I don't know if it's still called Twitter, but go to the app that was previously Twitter and follow me at JD Piquel, and we'll make sure you're in the know for everything going on here. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.